Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I usually don't take it for granted. By supporting me in this video, just do me a favor, ensure you like the video. I will appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for that like. Now, Kenyans, our eyes are straight to that African Union Commission race where we as Kenyans, we present a candidate called Raila Odinga. Since the declaration of different candidates to this African Union Commission, we saw different individuals eyeing for this job. We had the Fauza Adama for, of course, she's coming from Somali. We had kind of looming news that we were going to have a candidate from Tanzania. Again, we have a candidate from Mauritius. We had also a candidate from Djibouti called Mohamed Yusuf Ali. And as we speak, ahead of the August 6th headline, it is turning out that Somalia's Fauza Adama and Seychelles contender Vincent Meriton have fallen off the race. And so this race is going to have three candidates. We are going to have the Kenyan candidate Raila Odinga, and we are going to have the Djibouti candidate called Mohamed Ali Yusuf, and Mauritius candidate. But again, as you can keenly look at the strength of these individuals, you look at Raila Odinga, then you look at the candidate from Djibouti, that is Mohamed Ali Yusuf, then the candidate of Mauritius, which I don't know even his name. I don't know. I've tried to look at who is this candidate. I don't know him. So it seems like this race is likely to be a tight race in between Raila Odinga of Kenya and Mohamed Ali Yusuf of Djibouti. But again, when you look at the range and the strength of these individuals, how Raila Odinga of Kenya is well known with several presidents across Africa. Because remember one thing, I want to tell you one thing. This race, it is the African presidents who are going to elect, or rather to vote. Not as, for example, we as Kenyans, we present Raila Odinga. But one thing, we as Kenyans, we are not going to vote. It is the president of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, who is going to vote. But again, remember one thing, when Raila Odinga declared his interest to this seat, the government of the day endorsed him. Because remember, in this seat, your president or the government of the country where you're coming from must endorse you, because it is the interest of this head of African countries. And so William Ruto is going to vote for Raila Odinga. Again, when you look at the decision that was made by the, how do we call it? This, I'm forgetting the name. The decision by African Union Commission in terms of the region that was going to present the candidate. Where, remember, as we speak, it is the Central Africa that is now heading the African Union Commission, led by the current chair, Moussa Faki, who is coming from Chad. And so because there was a complaint that now, going forward, at least let us give East African community. And the deputy chair is going to come from other region. So this gave Raila Odinga a clear indication that if he was going to be in this bid, it was going to be easier for him to be endorsed. So entirely, when you look at East African community, where we are having several countries there, and we are having now three candidates coming from East African community. Remember, Djibouti is from East Africa. Mauritius, the same. Kenya, the same. Earlier on, we had Somali, Fauzia, Adam, and Seychelles. You know, and they were all countries in East Africa. You know, so we are going to remain with 3 individuals. And again, in these 3 individuals, we are having 2 main contenders here. I want us to discuss the possibility of Raila Odinga winning this seat. Because election is going to be conducted, if I'm not wrong, date 5th of February 2025. And the deadline of submitting all the CVs is August 6th this year. And whoever will not submit his CV before 6th or that date 6th will not be allowed. He will be barred from the race. But you saw the other day Raila Odinga submitting his CVs before the African Union Commission headquarters. Now, the possibility of Raila Odinga getting this seat, you must understand first thing, Raila Odinga is being sponsored by the government of the day. A country where he's coming from, that is Kenya. And of course, he has secured 1 vote among us 50-something votes in Africa. And that is his president, William Ruto. In East Africa, remember we are having several countries. For example, let us just select few. We are having Uganda, we are having Tanzania, we are having Rwanda, we are having Congo, we are having Somali. And again, surely, if some are saying that we are having Islamic organization that is likely to favor the Djibouti candidate called Mohammed Ali Yusuf, it is not true. The other time, there was certain kind of issues that were arising in terms of the Islamic organization that was going to, that of course they were going to support their own, you know. So in East Africa, those countries that I've given you as an example, for example, Uganda, I'm sure is going to vote for Raila. Rwanda, Paul Kagame is going to vote for Raila, I'm sure. Somali, I'm not sure it is 50-50 because again, we are having the Djibouti one, the Djibouti candidate. But the truth is we are being told there's a possibility of Somali siding with Kenya. When you look at Congo, we are having President Tshisekedi. There is a possibility of him again being part and parcel or the team that is going to ensure that Raila Odinga is going to win this seat. Remember, I'm just giving you example of East Africa first. I'm not talking about Africa. And remember, when you want to vie for this seat, you must be supported by your government. Number 2, your region where you're coming from. You must have a block. And Raila Odinga is having it. I'm sure Raila Odinga is having it. Even if 1 or 2 countries will vote for Djibouti candidate, I'm sure the majority is going to vote for Raila Odinga. Now, when we go to other regions, we are having West Africa, we are having Central, we are having North and South. Remember, that is now going to depend how the candidate has the connection with these presidents. Number 2, is Raila Odinga having their interest? Remember, these African countries, they also have their interest. If they feel like this candidate is not going to serve our interest, they will vote otherwise. Can Raila Odinga serve the interest of these African presidents? I'm about 75%. The other regions, I'm not talking about now East Africa. East Africa now will just say it is our own, we will support him. Because at least if he tried to bring a lot of issues, we'll put him down. You know. But again, in West Africa, West Africa, Central, South, and North, they also have their interests, especially when you look at the politics of West Africa. It is not easy, you know. And if Raila Odinga can secure West, then he secure south, some part of central and north. I think Raila Odinga is good to go. Because we have several countries there that at least they will serve, they will see that at least Raila Odinga is a Pan-Africanist who understands our issues. And he can address our issues as per what we demand, not as per what he demands. Remember also, these African presidents, they have a lot of issues to be addressed. And if they are having someone who is just going to address his issues there, it will not be possible for someone to lead them. So for me, I see Raila Odinga winning this seat. I see Raila Odinga winning this seat. Mwache hii propaganda yenye watu wanawaambia ati sasa Raila Odinga watu yake wamekuwa nominated into the cabinet. Sasa tutahakikisha tumeandika barua tuhakikishe Raila Odinga ataanguka hiyo African Union Commission. Who told you that? It's a lie. Our issue of Kenya is different with what Raila Odinga is going to represent outside there. Our issues here cannot be compared with issues that we are passing through with Somali or Nigeria, Mali, South Africa, Chad, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. We are having different issues. But at least there must be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or even to 10, or even the way the number will arise. We must have certain issues that are affecting us, all of us in Africa. So I think for me, if I was a president in this Africa, I could have voted for Raila Amolo Odinga. Leave alone this issue of politics of Kenya. Sujui Raila Odinga is a betrayer. I might differ with Raila Odinga in Kenya with some issues, but the man fit for that job is a man that will address some issues that at least will assist Africa to move forward. So going forward, I'm just keenly watching how things are going to be, because already Raila Odinga has submitted his CVs. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till we meet in another video.